Hello, and welcome to another day on the channel. My name is RNJesus, and we'll be doing some more Arena Cube drafting. I make videos every day for 7 a.m. Pacific time, so without further ado, let's jump into some games and see what we draft. Alright, pack 1, pick 1. We have some powerful cards. Zariel, Archduke of Avernus, is a powerful one for sacrifice. Elesh Norn, if you can ramp into it, is powerful. Key to the Archive, great ramp spell. And the Hourglass Coven. Don't get me started on how broken this card is. You need at least double removal spell to stop this from being problematic. And if you can flicker it, it's even worse. So, do you want to be the evil person in this cube? Do a bit of flicker stuff? Don't mind if I do. Hope to wheel Grazilax, but Hourglass Coven looking pretty good. And now we can take a Noxious Gearhulk over like a Mind Stone or Tovolar's Huntmaster. Just cut off black. None of the Ebon Legion's fine, but I think we'd rather take the Gearhulk. Yeah, just take the Gearhulk. And now we have the Ephemerate. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Just Ephemerate and Noxious Gearhulk, Ephemerate the Hourglass Coven. Now we're looking for like the 4-mana enchantment that flickers on end step, and basically anything else I can flicker will be this weird style flicker deck, and I love it. And here we have Hagra Mauling. Ob Nixilis is super powerful in Black Sacrifice, Red-Black Sacrifice. But I'm not a complete big fan of Red-Black, just for the fact that unless it's super open, you're not going to be able to get too much of the sacrifice stuff that you need. And this requires heavily a lot on what you get for sacrifice outlets. I'd rather just take like a Hull of the Storm Giants, Hagra Mauling, Brazen. Let's take the Hagra Mauling, stay in our color. Even though black-blue is also like a good one for Hourglass Coven, Noxious Gearhulk kind of stuff. Maybe we just take the Jwari Disruption. Let's just take the Hagra Mauling. We're going to guaranteed play it. And here, Touch of the Spirit Realm does flicker, but there's also a Godless Shrine. Let's take the Godless Shrine. It's just some good fixing. And even if we don't end up white, we can always just splash Ephemerate, since we already have two very good targets for it to flicker. And now we get... what do we get? A Scrap Heap Scrounger, a Blood Fountain. Gilded Goose is also good for the rampy style deck. We could do like black-green. Let's do that. Let's take Gilded Goose over Woodland Cemetery. Hope to wheel it, though. And if it doesn't, there's always Sign in Blood, which will never be picked up because nobody wants Sign in Blood unless you're mono black. And even then, it's still not the greatest. And now we get Shigeki Takenuma. Shigeki is fine. It's self-mill stuff, but I think we'd rather just take Takenuma. It's a ramp, sure, but really slow ramp. And again, we're guaranteed to play black. So might as well just take the black land that we are guaranteed going to play. And here, all of these are pretty bad. Dread Wanderer for sacrifice stuff. You'll have to shop, it's more of a sideboard card. I mean, I guess we can use safekeeping to protect our stuff. Karuga, also fine, but we're not going to companion that, nor just keep it in deck. You know, just take the Tamiya safekeeping. On the wheel, we did get Grasslax. We did get Deserted Beach. We did get Hedron Archive. We're not really sure what color we're going to be for black. What we're going to pair black with. Grasslax could be some fun shenanigans. Let's take Hedron Archive to help ramp. And now we wheel Tovolar's Huntmaster? Okay. So maybe black-green is the way to go. Black-green, maybe splash Ephemerate. I mean, we're in green. We could splash anything. I think there's a Temple Garden in some few packs, so hopefully that wheels. Can't remember if there was a Temple Garden. And here's Settle the Wilds I like a lot over Vivian. Actually, Vivian's a pretty strong Planeswalker too. But let's take Settle. Let's draw a card on a ramp spell. And speaking of the Temple Garden from a bit ago, we can pick that up now for some better fixing for Ephemerate. Voracious Hydra is fine, but I think our top end is looking pretty sweet already. And this is only pack 1, so we're sure to be picking up more. All these cards are pretty unplayable, besides maybe the Lunarch Veteran. Woodland Cemetery Wheels, that's great. So all of our mana fixing is doing wonders. Here, we've got a Lovestruck Beast, a Thragtusk, and a Lucamina. Lucamina is super strong unless they have exile-based removal. I don't think there's too much exile-based removal in this set. There's like Soul Transfer, but that's it. There might be swords, I don't remember. But yeah, let's take Lucamina. Draws a land, becomes, in this deck, either a 4/4 trample or a 4/4 death touch that must be blocked. Seems pretty good. And maybe even if we ephemerate it, or if we discard ephemerate, a 4/4 flying lifelink. Treasure Map, Thragtusk, Lovestruck Beast, Soul Transfer, all these would be fine. But Lucamina. Do we want to play Koma, the Cosmos Serpent? I really do love this card. It just wins games so easily. But we're already splashing Ephemerate, and we got the mana fixing for Ephemerate, so I don't think we want to try and splash Koma. Let's just take the Elvish Mystic and be happy. A 1-mana Mana Dork. Kind of sad we didn't grab that Paradise Druid earlier in pack 1. Now we can pick up an Ornithopter of Paradise over a Darkboar Pathway, or Old Rustine. One of those two will guaranteed wheel, like the Woodland Cemetery wheeled last time. Sanders Lounge fixes for red-blue, so not worth it. Yeah, just Ornithopter of Paradise. Get our 2-mana Mana Dork on. And now, are we in Unburial Rites deck? We've got Noxious Gearhulk, Hourglass Coven, Tovolar's Huntmaster. All ETB effects. I think we'd rather take Mythos of Nethroi. Like, we can use its ability to destroy target non-land permanent very easily. And Unburial Rites is fine. There's also Charming Prince. Actually, Charming Prince doesn't seem that bad. You have some good flicker targets. No, let's just take Mythos. Keep Ephemerate on the splash. And Graveyard Trespasser, super strong. Over Vraska, Golgari Queen. Yeah, I mean, we could sacrifice Gilded Goose stuff. But that's really about it in the way of what we can sacrifice. There's also Displacerkin, which would have been great if we stick to blue-black Flicker, but we'll take the Graveyard Trespasser. And now Reclamation Sage, Pelt Collector, or Turn Timber. I don't really consider Sheoldred as it's pretty slow. Not the greatest. It's a 7-mana Edict that gets removed. I kind of like taking the Rec Sage here. Just some main deck artifact enchantment hate. And there are a lot of powerful artifacts and enchantments in this set. And now Kogla, the Titan Ape. Now that is surprising to see so late. Green does seem open. Phyrexian Arena is, I don't think it's that great. And Commander it seems great since you have 40 life, but with 20 life it's a much bigger difference. Here, there's a Zagoth Triumph that fixes for black-blue. I don't know why I keep saying fixes. There's a Knight of Autumn, a Primal Command, and a Glorious Sunrise. Primal Command is fine. It can tutor out whatever we want. But I think we'll take the Zagoth Triumph for some fixing. On the wheel, no Coma. No surprise there. Take Thragtusk over Treasure Map. Yeah, let's take Thragtusk. Oh, wait, there's Coma. I forgot, it's in the next pack. Now, do we splash Coma? I mean, we have Gilded Goose, Ornithopter, Zagoth Triumph. And we're passing a fixing land right now, but Coma is too good. And now we can take Old Rustine or Dark Boar Pathway. Old Rustine does create treasures to ramp. Let's take Old Rusty. Over the land, yeah, I like that. And Charming Prince. Over Ravenous Pursuit. Let's take Ravenous Pursuit. Good removal spell. Yeah, we got like a bunch of big creatures that we can use to shoot. And Glacial Fortress. I mean, it gets blue, it gets white. I don't know why I hovered over the opposite cards. We can take a Turn Timber. And we can put that in the land slot. So yeah, our deck is coming along pretty good. Put Lightning Strike into the side. And here we have Professor Onyx, but I don't think we need any more top end. I think we'd rather just take Tangled Florahedron here as some more ramp. Because all we have is Gilded Goose, Elvish Mystic, and Ornithopter. So let's take Tangled Florahedron. And now we can get Palladium Mirror or Llanowar Elves. If this Palladium Mirror was like a 2-mana, create 1 mana of any color, I would definitely take it, but it's either Gala Greeters or Llanowar Elves here. And Gala Greeters, we're not really that aggressive enough to get like early creatures down. Huh. Gala Greeters does create treasures, which fix for either. No, let's take Gala Greeters. Let's try that. And now Isolated Chapel over Wolf Willow. No, let's take Wolf Willow Haven. Just good ramp. How many non-creatures do we have? We have 15 creatures. 4, 3, 3. I'm worried about that for old Rustine purposes, because we don't really want to get blood tokens. Let's just grab the Isolated Chapel. Get some more mana fixing. And an Oracle of Moldiah. Don't mind if I do. Arcane Bombardment, my favorite card in the cube. Such a fun one, but we have to take it. Chromatic Orrery, hopefully on the wheel. If not, Rishkar, but Oracle Moldiah is just perfect for this deck. And here, take a Sky Turtle. As a expensive regrowth that can also possibly be cast. I don't hate it. Like, we're not taking anything else in this pack. Let's take Colossal Sky Turtle. Yeah, overpriced regrowth. Yeah, the deck's coming along pretty well. We do want more mana more mana ramp early, but oh well. Can't have it all sometimes. Sometimes the broken cards are just gonna have to win you some games. Oh. Teleportation Circle. Titan of Industry. The Great Henge. Why are all... and land. But why are all the powerful cards in the same pack? No. Like, we've got Thragtusk, Noxious Gearhulk, Hourglass Coven, Tovolar's Huntmaster, Kogla. Yeah, I think Teleportation Circle's a pick over Titan of Industry here. And we've got all these top ends in already, so just take Tele Circle. Teleportation. And now a Wrenn and 7, sure, over Citadel. That's fine.
7. It is time for battle.
Just create some tree folks here. Tireless Tracker over Witch of the Moors. Let's see, how many gain life do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Honestly, not that bad for a Witch of the Moors deck. But Tireless Tracker might just be better. Let's take the Witch of the Moors. Let's have some fun. And now we get... really nothing here. I guess Elvish Visionary you might play, but probably not. I mean, it's a good flicker target. Llanowar Elves on the wheel. Wow. Surprising. Golos, also a consideration. Being able to help fix our mana, flicker, and possibly activate. But let's just get our early ramp in. Wolf Willow Haven. Perfect. Yeah, we asked for everything that could have possibly wheeled, and everything wheeled. Chromatic Orrery even. Let's have some fun. I am really liking where this deck is going. Turn 1, Llanowar Elf. Turn 2, Settle the Wilds. Turn 3, Hedron Archive. Turn 4, Chromatic Orrery into Kogla or Huntmaster or whatever. This is going to be a fun cube. Masked Vandal. And Experimental Frenzy. So yeah. Deck turns out pretty good. A bunch of powerful cards. We're not playing the Sky Turtle, are we? Turn Timber can go into our land slot. Tamio's Safekeeping we can probably cut. Elvish Visionary, pretty medium. Witch of the Moors, let's play it for funds. Like, this also can gain life too. So we have ways to gain life in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different ways to gain life. Interesting. Cut the Ravenous Pursuit. Yeah. Hagra Mauling can also go into the land slot. We got 2 lands that are actually spells, so we can cut down on 1 land. Hedron Archive is a great way to ramp into all of these. Kind of sad that we didn't pick up the Key to the Archive instead of the Hourglass Coven. But they were both super broken cards. I'm not sure which one was better there. I don't really want to cut any of my early ramp since we kind of need it. I really want to have some fun, play Coma and Teleportation Circle, Ephemerate, all of this fun stuff. But is Coma really worth it? We got 2 lands to fix for it. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different ways, not including basics. Yeah. Coma, you are just beautiful, beautiful thing. Ren and 7 also just super strong. Maybe we just cut down on the black. Cut Witch, Graveyard Trespasser. Maybe just cut down on like the life gain stuff. Cut down Witch of the Moors. Like, it's pretty strong. Yeah, let's cut Witch of the Moors. Cut... I mean... I guess we can cut, like, but we don't really want to cut Coma. Let's see. We'll cut the land. Let's just do this at the moment. See what our deck is working with. We just really need to make 2 cuts. These are like lands, so we'll just put them over here for now. So yeah, just 2 cuts. Like, it could be just so easy to cut Teleportation Circle and Ephemerate. But this deck really likes ETB effects. Maybe just cut the Chromatic Orrery. It's super big. It's like, it's a win more kind of card. Yeah, we'll have to cut it. And am I insane, or do we cut Oracle of Moldiah? I've actually been a little unsurprised by it. Like, it was good in Double Masters because of the bounce lands that allow you to like just dump out your hand and ramp a ton, but I don't think Oracle of Moldiah is that good in this cube. Would I be insane to cut it? Let's cut it, yeah. And then add back in all of our mana fixing. And go to some lands. How do you want to split this up? We'll definitely have 1 white basic. Do you have anything that searches for basics besides, like, Seek? No, okay. So 1 basic, 1 basic, 1 swamp, and 1 forest. We're definitely going to have more than 1 forest. So let's see, we have... In green, we have 1, 2, 3... for 4 green sources, we have white sources 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white sources, blue 1, 2, 3 blue sources, and then black we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black sources. And what are our pips looking like? 16 green, so we're definitely going to have at least a few more green. And green, since most of our man fixing, let's add 4 forests. And actually, let's run 3 forests. No, let's run all forests. All the forests. Since everything else is pretty much on the splash, and our green can help fix for everything else. And I'll be back when we have our name. So I've decided on the name Skill or Power, just because is this really going to be a skill-based draft, or are we just going to win with Hourglass Coven, Flicker It once or twice, or Coma? We'll see. And before we get into the games, let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, our Jesus, make sure our draws are good, may we never be flooded. Make sure that nothing of our creatures are destroyed when we need them most. And make sure your light shines down when we need it. In your sacred name, amen. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's jump into some games and see how the deck does. This hand on the play looks fine. We can turn 1 Elvish Mystic, turn 2 Florahedron, play tap land, and just start ramping into Kogla. Yeah, I like it. Lead off with a Mystic. They play a Mountain into Falconwrath Pitfighter. We will play a Tangled Florahedron, Zagoth Triome tapped, pass. We take 2. Young Peasy. Play Takenuma. Cast Hagra Mauling, maul the Young Peasy before it can do anything else scary. And smack him for 1. Pass the turn. The turn 4 Kogla looks super strong here. They play a Facebreaker. Annoying. But fine. Ooh. Turn Timber. We will slam a Kogla and have it fight the Facebreaker. Chomp. And we pass the turn. It's going to be hard for a mono red deck to remove a 6 toughness creature. So let's see what they can do. They insult into like a strangle. Lightning bolt, I see. That's pretty good. Well, that was painful. We'll cast a Graveyard Trespasser. And we'll exile the injury. Like, sure, Drain would be nice, but I think getting rid of the injury is better. And we'll pass. Swing with our Mana Dork since we're not using them. We won't play Turn Timber for the fact that we are super close to casting it. They pass to Knight. We'll move to combat. And swing with the Graveyard Glutton and exile Professional Facebreaker and Young Pyromancer. Drain for 4. They take 4. Cool. Play Woodland Cemetery. Cast Turn Timber Symbiosis. And Lucamina here. A lot of white fixing we're losing. We'll go grab a Lucamina. It was not cast, so we do not get the land. But soon, if we draw a land, you will be Probably a Hawk. Let's get the Hawk down. Specialize, discarding Ephemerate. And swing with everything. Trigger. Our graveyard. Yeah, we have just exiled Kogla, drain them down to 10. They'd be forced to block the Graveyard Glut and go down to 1. Good games. On to the next one. Just some dumb, powerful cards winning some games. Simple as that. Is it that hard to win? This hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. We can force into Mystic or Goose, whatever is needed first. And for the fact that they played a Crypt Breaker, I think we'll lead off with Goose, so we can block the Crypt Breaker. And I don't think we're going to cast Lucamina on turn 2. I mean, they sap Vitality anyway, so it didn't matter. Mythos of Nethroi, good removal spell. But now we're going to have trouble casting Coma or Ephemerate. We take 1 into a big Woe Strider. That's a problem. Island, Mythos. And we killed the Woe Strider. Swing for 1. Pass a turn. Inquisition. No, or Lucamina. They're definitely not taking Ephemerate without any white source in hand. We're far from casting either of these. And they play Phyrexian Arena. Things are not looking great for us. But Settle the Wilds. Do you want to get a 5-drop or a 6-drop? Or 5-drop or 4-drop? I should have took a snip of the decks. A deck, so I would know what we have. We have Hagra Mauling in 4-drop. I don't even remember if we have a 5-drop or not. Let's use Settle the Wilds for a 4. Teleportation Circle. Not the greatest with no white. We have a lot of white lands, so hopefully we draw one of them. Glacial Fortress would probably be our best draw here. They cast a Bastion of Remembrance. That's scary. We'll crack the food, gain it a life. Blue source or white source off the top. Come on. I'm begging you. Null Priest? That's close enough. Tovolar's Huntmaster. And if they... I mean, Phyrexian Arena is going to guarantee they draw spells. They swing with Null Priest. We'll double block with Wolves, since if we're going to block with... Double block it as Menace, so we're going to block with a Wolf anyway, so we'd rather not risk Huntmaster. They kick a Skyclave Shade, play a land, and pass. Turn Timber, we are super close to casting, so we'll just pass the turn and not play it. It becomes night. And we can have this wolf fight something. Pass. We will take 5. 'Tis painful, yes. But is all we can do here. They discard a land. one land away from so they can cast Woe Strider now from the graveyard. And it's a big Woe Strider. Have you fight the Crypt Breaker. Drain. And they get an 8/4 sacrifice outlet. Glacial Fortress. What a draw. Okay, so Glacial Fortress. Moved combat. Swing for 7. Trigger. Create some wolves. Okay, they chump block with a goat and sacrifice it. Drain me a bit more. Second main phase. Slam Coma. Pass the turn. And now we shall win. They'll need exile base removal to get rid of Coma, and even if they do, it still leaves behind a coil. They keep whatever they find on top, so that's worrying. You create a coil. They draw a card, lose a life, draw another card. Our shields are down on the Ephemerate, which is sad. We couldn't really pay the 3 life, or we played the land anyway, so we couldn't do much about that. They cast a Dread Wanderer. That's a problem. For the fact they can sacrifice it, drain me, and bring it back. So yeah, we might on their upkeep have to put a stop and like start sacrificing coils to stop the Woe Strider from activating its ability anymore. We create another coil and a Thragtusk. Perfect. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Thragtusk, gain 5 life. And we can swing in with Coma. Start adding some pressure. They chump. And they sacrifice Woe Strider. Drain me for 1. Next. Pass the turn. On their upkeep, we will sacrifice a coil to tap the Woe Strider, and its activated abilities cannot be activated. So they have to sacrifice now if they want to do anything with that. Maybe the correct thing to do is wait for them to draw, then do it while it's still in their, right after their draw step, so they couldn't bring this back. But they didn't bring it back anyway. They play land. Cast Gutter Bones. Activate Dread Wanderer. Cast Murderous Rider. But let's go, they concede. Coma wins again. And this is why we play Coma. Broken cards. What can you do? On to the next game. This hand looks fine. We'll turn 1 Elvish Mystic. Turn 2 Settle the Wilds, get a 3-drop. And then turn 3 Thragtusk. I do not hate that. Play Swamp Settle. Go get a Plains. Go get Lucamina. I mean, we have all colors of mana now. Hey! Rude. Dang, Thoughtseize. Stupid. Dang, Thoughtseize, all we want to do is play broken cards. Is that too much to ask? Apparently so. And they abrade our Mystic. Well, that's just rude. It didn't do anything to you. Yet. Cast Lucamina. Go get his Zagoth Triome. Play it tapped. Pass the turn. Thank you, Lucamina. Yeah, it seeks a card with a basic land type, not a basic land, period. Well, without Thragtusk, this is... we don't have a turn 5 play. I mean, Gala Greeters are fine. It can help. With the Hourglass Coven, it's definitely going to do some work. Get a counter, gain 2 life, create a treasure. So how are you gonna win this one? Interesting they played the Brood Pit. I guess they might have, like, need double black for something. They Lightning Strike the Gala Greeters. And Seasoned Pyromancer. Draw 2. Pretty good indeed. Noxious Gearhulk would be great too, but let's just get 3 3/3s onto the battlefield. Let's get Siphoned Breath. And... Twisted Visions. So now we can start draining them for 2 every turn, and then we can scry 2 to make sure that we can start beating them down. Plus just a 3/3. Good top decks are Ephemerate, the Teleportation Circle. They cycle Xander's Lounge. It's not impossible for them to win from here. They just pass, we drain, and we scry. We'll bottom both. Sure, milling for a Thragtusk would be good, but an Ephemerate is even better. We do not have triple green for Coma just yet, but we do have enough for a Noxious Gearhulk. And we can shoot the Pyromancer. I mean, shooting the young Pyromancer there might have been better, but I think that the 2 life is better than the 1. Plus, we're gonna swarm their board anyway. Did you find a removal spell for the Hourglass Coven? Or maybe one of the other hags? Inscription. Well, blowing up the Hag of Twisted Vision. I do like that one, but I think getting 4 hags is better. Flicker that. Go get a Hag of Scoured Thoughts and a Hag of Scoured Thoughts. Upkeep, rebound, flicker the Hourglass Coven again, get more hags. Hags! They concede. I can see why. Who needs skill when you just have broken cards? On to the next game. This hand looks pretty decent, although no swamp, since Takenuma is not a swamp. For Land War Elves to enter untapped. Yeah, so no forest, turn 1, which is annoying. Let's lead off with Land War Elves and play Isolated Chapel. Next turn we can Hedron Archive into Ornithopter. And then slam an Hourglass Coven. Don't you dare. Nah, why does everyone kill the Mana Elves? They've done nothing wrong. Yet. Play an Ornithopter of Paradise. Play a Godless Shrine tapped. Pass. We take another 3, and they pass. We play a Forest, and just cast Wrenn in 7. Create a Tree Folk. Pass the turn. Renin 7 will eat up a Blade of the Oni damage for a turn. But we still get a Tree Folk out of the Ordeal, so I'm fine with trading the Renin 7 away. Well, not really trading, but like letting the damage happen. They cast the Eldest Reborn. Well, that's rude. Let's sacrifice a Tree Folk, actually, so we can just start slamming Kogla and the Hourglass Coven. Let's start off with the Hourglass Coven. Inner Weakness looks good. And Death Legion or another Inner Weakness? Let's go with Death Legion. We discard a card. We'll discard the Hedron Archive. It's going to be a super expensive draw, too, at this point in the game. And with Takenuma, we can always just channel it to get back stuff. And since these aren't legendary, they don't help with making Takenuma cheaper, but it's fine. They get to reanimate probably a Ren on their turn. One thing's for sure, if they kill the Hourglass Coven, we have to use Takenuma to save it before they get one. They abrade the Inner Weakness. They swing for 3. No blocks. Create a 1/1. And a Thragtusk. We'll play Kogla. Fight you. Swing. Pass the turn. Their turn, they get to reanimate Hag or Ren? Definitely Ren. Sure thing. They create a 5/5 tree. Sorry, 6/6. Into Jaxus the Troublemaker. That's fine. Perfect. Hagra Mauling. Maul you. Move to combat. Swing for 7. And swing both of these at Ren to guarantee Ren's demise. And they concede. Broken cards winning the game again. What fun. On to the next game. This hand's missing blue, but one blue source turns on Coma, so we'll keep. We'll lead off with the Brood Pit. So now we have black, and then next we can lead off, or play Ornithopter Paradise. And with Tovolar's Huntmaster, I think we'll go for 4 rather than 3, so we can try and get what is it called? The Teleportation Circle. Teleportation Circle! They play a Skyclave. Hey! Bro! Rude! What did that Ornithopter do to you? Nothing. That's what. Well, if you find a black source, Hourglass Coven. Swamp. Swamp. Oh, just Kogla. We'll pay 3 life. Cast Tovolar's Huntmaster. End of turns, flicker Tovolar's Huntmaster. More wolves. The one-man army. Lunarch Veteran turns on Heliod. Circuit Mender, gain a life. Or 2 life, 3 life. And Heliod is getting bigger now, you know, likey. They just pass. Glacial Fortress, that's 1 blue source closer to Coma. Kogla fights Scaparition. And we can swing with Tovolar's Huntmaster. They can't block profitably. They can draw a card, though. Sure. And end of turn. Flicker Kogla or Flicker Tovolar's Huntmaster? Kill the priest. Yeah, let's kill the priest. Actually, let's kill the Lunarch veteran. It's gonna be too much of a hassle to deal with Heliod in play. Pass the turn. End of turn, create 2/2s or fight. I am happy by this. They concede, and I can see why. We didn't even need our two most powerful cards. Coma and the Hourglass Coven. Just pure synergy. On to the next game. This hand is missing the one key color green, along with any form of ramp, so we'll mulligan. This is better. We'll keep, and... do we bottom a land or the archive? Let's bottom the archive. We'll lead off with a goose. Le goose. And we pass. The question is, do we play Lucamina turn 2? Let's play Lucamina turn 2. Get a Zagoth Triome, pass the turn. Next turn we can play Zagoth Triome and create a food. And then we can play Thragtusk, then we can create a food. Then we can play Coma. Just the ordering. That's just with this hand, not considering draws. Lucamina is just like a must-answer threat now, or else problems are going to arise later for them. They play planes, and then they just pass. We'll move to combat. Swing for 2. Play a Zagoth Triome, pass the turn. And then we can activate Goose. Legoose. They play their own Zagoth Triome, so they must be like a Field of the Dead deck. Delicious, delicious food. Move to combat. Swing for 2. They take it. We'll play land. Cast Renin 7. And then minus to create a Tree Folk. Five mana 4/4 isn't that bad. That will continuously grow. Okay, they cycle touch. That's fine. We do want to hit our land drops. Ooh, Ugin, that's scary. Wait a second, that can deal with my Coma! How dare they! Play a card that can beat my Coma. Oh! Nice. An activated ability that drew 4 cards. Don't mind if I do. Play Glacial Fortress. Cast Thragtusk. Gain a life. No attacks. Pass the turn. They find a Jetmir's Garden on top. And a Solemn Simulacrum. So right now, Ugin, even if they wipe the board... Ooh, Prismatic Bridge. I mean, I guess we know what they're getting. We'll 0 to put all of these lands into play. Which is super strange. Specialize into green? Let's specialize into black. This will kill the Oracle of Moldiah. And we'll just create a food. We don't want to run too much into this Ugin. Pass the turn. They hit the Solemn Simulacrum. Go ramp. Next turn, an Ugin is gonna be scary for sure. We have double blue. We have all the green that we need. Tovolar's Huntmaster, sure thing. Create the food. Will Rex Sage blow up the prismatic bridge? It's gonna be too much trouble. And we'll plus. Draw a singular land this time. It's not as broken as last time. Ah well. Cast a Gala Greeters. If we were gonna do that, we should have done that first. Move to maybe we shouldn't actually have cast Gala Greeters. Swing with Lucamina. They chump block with Solemn. They double block, sure thing. Lucamina trades. And Lucamina comes back. And we choose the mode, create a treasure token. Yeah, it survives in Ugin. And will not specialize for the fact that Ugin will wipe the board. Just the knowledge of Ugin makes it so much worse. So I can play around it much easier. I don't know if you can hear that jackhammer in the background. It's super annoying. If they swing with everything, we'll just chump block, or trade and chump block. Land into Ugin. -5, I'm guessing. Need a bit of life. I mean, if they -5, we can just kill Ugin using Coma. I mean, actually, we'd have to we couldn't kill it just yet. And we get a 3/3 out of the ordeal. And we draw a land. So let's slam a Coma. Put a stop on their upkeep. No attacks, pass a turn. Upkeep, we create a coil. And we will tap Ugin, and its activated abilities can't be activated this turn. So, no activating Ugin. Hopefully no removal. Rex Sage. Blow up my treasure. Sacrifice it. Gain a life. Okay, good draws are like the Hourglass Coven. Our own Tovolar's Huntmaster. All that fun stuff. As long as we draw a spell, I'll be happy. I'll probably cut out that audio. Hopefully, so you guys don't have to suffer through what I just heard. End of turn, these things come back. They create some wolves. And Ugin's now at 7. Play Tangled Florahedron. No attacks. Pass a turn. Upkeep. Create another coil. And sacrifice the coil to tap Ugin. What is going on down there? We take 4. And did they draw anything scary? They play an overgrown farmland and just pass, so it becomes night. Which is a scary time with this pack leader in play. A teleportation circle with nothing good to flicker. Hooray! We'll put a stop on their upkeep, do the same thing. They can eat our Florahedron. Flicker, doesn't matter, sure. Pass. Sure thing. Wait, this is still on our end step, never mind. Sure thing, they fight. Pass. Upkeep, create a coil. Tap Ugin. Yeah. Hopefully it didn't draw anything scary. Like, they didn't play anything last turn. Though they might have just wanted to flip it to Knight for Tovolar. Double block. And then sacrifice a coil to give Koma indestructible. They can have it fight that. Oh, looks like they're gonna sacrifice some wolves. Koma gains indestructible. I guess the correct thing to do is triple block it. Paradise Druid. Or even quadruple block it. Upkeep. Settle the Wilds. We're not drawing anything with this. Pass a turn. I'm stupid. Yeah, I don't think you can beat a Tovolar's pack leader just continuously beating us down and have us having to use our coils to tap down this Ugin every turn. Good games. Yeah. Although we struggled, we could not beat them. On to the next game with hopefully less background noise. Okay, so I had to wait a bit before construction finished before I could start recording again, so sorry if my voice sounds a little different. I'm not sure if it does. But this hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. We'll lead off with Llanowar Elves. Best draw would be like a 2-mana ramp spell here. Gala Greeters, speaking of which. Gala Greeters, land, Elvish Mystic, create a treasure. Pass the turn. Ah, fair magic. They play a Luminarch Aspirant, sure thing. We'll play a Woodland Cemetery. Into Renin 7. Minus, create a Tree Folk. And create a treasure token. No attacks, pass the turn. Next turn we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Turn, just a casual turn for Koma. Nothing too insane. Oh. Boo. I was just gonna have a turn 4 Koma. Is that too much to ask? Apparently so. Mean. Tovolar, turn 4 Tovolar's Huntmaster works too. We mill 4. That kind of hurts. What do we mill? Teleportation, Circle, Thragtusk, Rexage, and Turn Timber. That's fine. Play Takenuma. Cast Tovolar's Huntmaster. Create tap treasure token. Get some counters. Gain some life. And we'll swing for 2. The Gala Greeter's done its job. It's gotten us our blue mana for Koma. We've got a blocker to the Spellbinder. Yeah. Say hello to the snakes. I wonder how mono white can deal with it besides an exile-based removal spell. They cast a Brutal Cathar. Getting rid of the Huntmaster. Oh, yeah, the token. That also makes sense. Kill Ren and 7. Sure thing. And in turn they put a counter on Brutal Cathar. Well, we will slam Coma. We will put a counter on the Gala Greeters. Swing and swing. If we trade with Brutal Cathar, that means they can't remove any of our stuff anymore. So that's a win in our book. And Settle the Wild's getting a 5-drop. I still need to take a snip. We have Ren, we had Thragtusk. I'm not sure if we have any more 5-drops to fetch with Settle. I know we have the Hourglass Coven, so if we draw a land, Settle looks good. How are they gonna pull themselves out of this one? Not only do they have to fight off a Tovolar's Huntmaster, but they also have to fight off a Coma. We create a Snicky Snick. And they Valor stance it on upkeep. That's fair. So they used one removal spell. And also can't flip to Knight anymore. Which, I mean, on one hand isn't that great for us. On the other hand, makes it harder for them. We will create a tap treasure token for Ephemerate. Or put a counter. Let's get a counter. Be more aggressive. Banishing Slash. Wow. Well, they dealt with both of our threats. Now they gotta deal with the Gala Greeters. Hourglass Coven. Hourglass Coven. Come on. I know you want to come off the top. Or a land will probably even fetch it, so. Land, Hourglass, please, any of them. Noxious Gearhulk works too. Noxious Gearhulk, blow up you. Get a counter on the Gala Greeters. Take action. And swing. Send with a team. And they take 7, go down to 2. And then we have a bunch of lethal threats. So they need a board wipe, like right now. Oketra's Monument. Lion Sash. Do they have another 1-mana creature? They do. I mean, that allows them to survive for a turn, I think. Yeah, block. No, they're still dead. Yeah, they're just still dead. Block, 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 and block. Take 2. Give them good games. Who needs skill when you have power? Doesn't really matter how we order it. The Elvish Mystic and Llanowar Elves go in. Good game. On to the final boss. This hand is missing the most important card, a green source, so we'll mulligan. This is better, we'll keep, and we'll bottom the Rex Sage. We'll start off with an Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn. This way we can play a 2-drop on turn 2, and still have our Elvish Mystic in play. And if we don't draw one, we can just play the Brood Pit and swing for 1. They play Cruel Celebrant. No lands. Come on. We have like 18 hits of lands. We still need to hit 2 lands in a row. They just pass. We draw Ephemerate. Not great at the moment. They play White Source. Yeah. Are they just like passing the turn? No blocks. We'll Mythos of Netheroi this now before it gets out of hand, where they can like sacrifice and drain us for a bunch. Wow, Restoration Angel. Was not expecting that. Okay, plains. Good draw. Now we just need one more land, and it's off to the races. We take a painful amount of damage. Go down to 16. Come on, untap land. Kaya. Don't you dare exile Elvish Mystic.
This should be a nice break for now.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't worry.
Temple Garden, perfect. Let's cast Kogla. Noxious Gearhulk would also be good, but we don't have double black for Noxious. And let's get rid of that before they can get a counter on it with Kaya. Now a black source would be even better. They minus, get rid of Kogla.
You go.
And they just pass. Okay, black source. Wow, everything's just coming out aces. Cast Gearhulk or create an army with Tovolar's Huntmaster. They must have removal in hand. Let's cast Tovolar's Huntmaster. Just create an army, harder for them to kill. And gaining the life would also be nice, but with only one creature, that will create another 1/1. Not really sure it's worth it at the moment. And they know we have something because we tapped the Elvish Mystic. Or else we would have swung for 1. They cast the Wandering Emperor. Sure, and are you gonna create a token?
Just underwhelming.
Probably just creating a token. Oh. Okay. Pump the Resto Angel.
How we greet our enemies.
You want to just pass the turn there, buddy? It'd be very nice of you. We love the night. You smell that, friends? Fear and despair. They might try and sacrifice their Kaya to get rid of the Huntmaster. If they don't have any removal in hand, but I'm sure they do. Valorous Stance, gain Indestructible. Is this a board wipe? Day of Judgment. Well, we can't Ephemerate to save that. Yikes. On the plus side, Noxious Gear, they're down on shield, so Noxious Gearhulk can gain 5 life.
Ghosting feels weird, right?
Create a Samurai, play land, cast Gearhulk, shoot you, gain some life. Does it create 2 spirits? I think it does. Boo. Well, they're probably going to throw a knife at our Gearhulk. And by throw a knife, I mean exile it with Kaya. Which then we can Ephemerate. Flicker. Shoot the Samurai. Gain 2 more life. And, oh, ECD. Well, that sucks. Okay, Hourglass Coven off the top. We don't want to see Coma, that's for sure. We have no blue mana right now. Cast Thrag Tusk. Cast at the beginning of the next upkeep. You may cast it. Oh, yeah. It's stuck. Wasn't sure how rebound works too well, but it's now just permanently stuck. Just drop some powerful cards and hopefully make it out of this game. Was definitely worried when he started having mana problems, but we were able to stabilize, and then now they're winning with Planeswalkers. And I have to take off a turn of killing their Planeswalkers for the fact that they'll just bring them back.
Don't worry. I got you.
Kaya, you are a broken card.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
You either kill Kaya instantly, or Kaya kills you. Hourglass Coven. Hourglass Coven. Not a glacial fortress. Sad. Smack the Wandering Emperor. But yeah, for my sanity's sake, I don't think I'm going to continue playing this game. If we didn't top deck something there, I don't think we could win. On to the next game. This hand looks fine. No, nothing to do after Gilded Goose for a bit. But I think it's still keepable. Let's just hope they don't kill the goose. Why does everyone just try and bolt the bird? It's very annoying. Okay. We'll play Hacker-Brood Pit tapped. Pass the turn. We could have played like Takenuma there. But if we keep drawing lands, I think we'd just rather just keep passing. We'll create a food here this time. Jugan defends the temple. That is something that we need to Rex Age. I mean, not yet, obviously. We can wait a turn. Create a 4/4, pass the turn. Like, the counter on a mana elf isn't that scary. And we can just Rex Age it in our turn. Play a Ketria Triome. Into Domri. Well, guess Domri's dying. Unless they have, like, a 4 damage removal spell for 1. Or, like, some sort of bite effect. I'm not really sure what they could have. Plus, draw Woodland Cemetery, mill the Hourglass Coven. We'll get that back. Move to combat. Swing 4 at Domri. And then we'll play a Zagoth Triome and cast Rex Age.
I'll be back after I've licked my wounds.
That way we can next turn cast Coma. Pass the turn. Rootbound Crag into Kogla. I see your ape, and I raise you by Kogla. Plus. Reveal another land. Mill Tovolar's Huntmaster. You see your ape and raise you by a Coma. Good luck beating that. Especially in red-green when they don't have exile-based removal. They cast a Great Hen? Sure. I mean, that's some good card draw. If we find an Ephemerate, we can blow it up with Rex Age. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 legendary. Well, actually 6, so 1 legendary. Costs 3. We could, like, bring back Hourglass Coven for a turn. So, yeah. I think the plan's like play Graveyard Trespasser, exile Land War Elves, play Land Pass, and end of turn channel Takenuma. I don't think Brittle Blast is in this set. Then again, they might have the Shadow Spear. Which then Coma will die most likely anyway, so... Block here. Sacrifice the Serpent to give Coma indestructible. If they had Instant Spear removal, they probably would have played it already in their upkeep. If they just activate Kogla, that's also fine. To give Kogla indestructible. Inscription! Wow. That must have been a top deck, otherwise they wouldn't have been able to do that. Okay, new plan. Channel Takenuma, go get a... Hold on. Maybe there's something even better. Lucamina, go into black. But we don't have a black land in hand that has a basic land type. Because Specialize requires discarding a land with a basic land type. Yeah, probably the best play we can do is play Woodland Cemetery. Cast Graveyard Trespasser and pass. Or Lucamina. No, Graveyard Trespasser. And nothing in their graveyard to exile, so let's just exile our Land of War Elves. And I don't think Hourglass Coven is better at the moment than Coma. Although we can't really cast Coma very easily. They activate Castle Garenbrig. That's scary. Hopefully not like a Hangerback Walker or something. Or Stonecoil Serpent would be fine. What do they have? Voracious Hydra. Well, that can trade with the Tree Folk. Or eat the Tree Folk. That, what I mean. We're gonna let Ren go, if they swing at Ren. Yep, Ren down. End of turn, channel Takenuma. I guess Land War Elves. Mill some blue sources. Coma. It's really our only way to survive this. We're kind of a mana off, and we don't have an island left in the deck. Lucamina. Specialize into green. We'd have to discard Coma to specialize into green. Dang it. Or, sorry, blue. Green it is. And then cast Ornithopter of Paradise. Yeah, Ornithopter. No attacks. Pass the turn. They cast Helena and Elena. Yeah, they also have broken cards, too. Make Kogla very big. Destroy our Ornithopter. Oh, I forgot I had that ability. Chump block with Lucamina. I think we're gonna have to discard Coma to Lucamina to turn into Crocodile form. Return to the battlefield unspecialized. Cast Garruk. I wouldn't be surprised if they plus instead. Scurrid Colony. 1 land away from getting the +2/+2. And they pass. Godless Shrine. That doesn't do much. Hawk also doesn't do much. Yeah, we have to transform into crocodile form. It's insane, I know. Lock down Voracious Hydra. And pass a turn. Desperate times call for desperate measures. On the plus side, it turns to night. So this Graveyard Trespasser transforms into Graveyard Glutton. But we're still pretty behind, and Timeless Witness definitely will do it. Ah, well. We had a good run. All the power in the world can't compare to some good old synergy. And also power. Good games. So yeah, all in all, I think that our deck was definitely all over the place. But it was definitely a fun one to play. It was like this weird, flickery, ramp style deck. And I love it, 110%. If you would have made any changes, let me know in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed the content. I'll be making more of this every day at 7 a.m. So come in and tune in. And without further ado, thank you. Have a great day.